where we just relay some facts,
whether they're new or antique.
So just sit back and relax.
It's time for What's Up This Week.
Hello, and welcome to What's Up This Week, your weekly dose of history, facts, and trivia from University Branch Library. Today we're celebrating the anniversary of the first successful expedition to the South Pole. Roald Amundsen and his team of explorers reached the pole on December 14, 1911. Roald was born in Borg, Norway on July 16, 1872. From a young age, he wanted to be an explorer, and once he finished school, he worked as a crew member on various ships traveling to the Arctic. In 1903, Amundsen commanded his own expedition on his ship, the Ua. He traveled to the magnetic North Pole and was the first to discover the Northwest Passage from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean. Next, Amundsen planned an expedition to the true North Pole. However, when he learned that Robert Peary had beaten him to it, he made last-minute plans to pursue the South Pole instead. This put him in a race with British explorer Robert Scott to be the first to the South Pole. On January 14, 1911, Amundsen and his team arrived at Antarctica and set up camp to prepare for the trip to the South Pole. They made sure the dogs were well fed, and one of the crew, a carpenter named Olav Bjaaland, redesigned the sleds they would use, lowering their weight from 195 pounds to just 50 pounds, which would be crucial in saving energy during the trek. On October 20th, more than 10 months after arriving at Antarctica, they left camp and began their mission. There were 5 men, 52 dogs, and 4 sleds. At first they traveled quickly, but soon had to pass over mountains and avoid dangerous crevices. Finally, after 2 months of hard traveling, they reached their destination, and Amundsen planted the Norwegian flag at the South Pole on December 14th. 15 years later, Amundsen would reach the North Pole, becoming the first person to successfully reach both poles. If you'd like to learn more about Roald Amundsen and the South Pole, the library has a variety of materials available. That's what I've got. What do you have for us this week, James?
Well, thank you, Daniel, and hello, everyone. This week we're celebrating the birthday of exemplary actress Cicely Tyson, who commenced life on December 19, 1924, in Harlem, New York City. Raised by hardworking parents from the West Indies, Tyson and her siblings grew up in a religious home. After completing high school, however, Tyson took a secretary job for the American Red Cross. In December 1942, she married Kenneth Franklin, but the marriage was later dissolved. Meanwhile, Tyson yearned for a career not tied to a desk. Before long, though, a job as a fashion model and her interest in acting paved her way into show business. She made her big screen debut in 1956's Carib Gold in the role of Dottie. It starred the great Ethel Waters. The subsequent decade brought Tyson significant work in television and film roles in 1967's The Comedians and 1968's The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. In 1972, she starred in Sounder as Rebecca Morgan and earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. That triumph was succeeded by 2 prominent television miniseries in the 1970s, the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman and Roots. Tyson's personal life took another interesting turn in 1981 when she wed jazz icon Miles Davis. The high-profile marriage lasted until 1989. In the next decade, she co-starred in the films Fried Green Tomatoes and Hoodlum. She followed those productions with Diary of a Mad Black Woman in 2005 and Idlewild in 2006. Most recently, she appeared in the acclaimed series How to Get Away with Murder, alongside the phenomenal Viola Davis. Furthermore, she acted in the television drama called Cherish the Day, which began airing in 2020. Tyson has also performed in the plays The Cool World, Trumpets of the Lord, and 2013's production of The Trip to Bountiful. Cicely Tyson's decades-long fruitful career has been fueled by resolve and pure talent. The artistic mark she has made continues to influence, engage, and delight audiences. We have many of Tyson's films available for checkout, and we plan to soon have her memoir titled Just As I Am. The book is scheduled for release in early 2021. Alright, Megan, so what weird thing is going on this week, ma'am?
Hi everyone! This week's weird thing is that December 14th is the start of the annual Christmas bird count organized by the National Audubon Society. The Christmas bird count is a census of birds in the Western Hemisphere that takes place over the course of several weeks each winter. The goal is to report all birds spotted in specific areas to a local compiler. There are designated circles of land where the counts take place, and those areas conduct their counts on a chosen date between December 14th and January 5th. The data collected during these annual counts is vital to the study of bird populations in North America. Hunting on the Christmas holiday was very popular before the 20th century. The Christmas side hunt was a tradition in which hunters would compete to see who could bring in the most quarry. But on Christmas Day in 1900, an ornithologist named Frank Chapman proposed that we should count birds instead of hunt them, and thus a new holiday tradition began. You see, around this time, conservation was starting to gain popularity, and people were beginning to worry about the declining bird populations. Bird feathers were a hot commodity, and they were used to create women's fashion and fishing flies. This year marks the 121st annual Christmas bird count. To participate in the Christmas bird count, you must first find a local count and register with them. There are plenty of counts in the Houston area to choose from. Fort Bend has a count in and around the Brazos Bend State Park. Visit the official Christmas bird count website to find information about our local counts and how to get involved. And don't worry, you don't need to be an expert bird watcher to participate. You can learn more about bird watching by checking out any of these library items. We have a lot available on this topic. I also want to recommend The Feather Thief by Kirk Wallace Johnson. It's a true story of an incredibly bizarre heist to steal feathers from a museum, and it has a lot of interesting information about the feather trade and the history behind the bird conservation movement. That's it for this week. Be sure to tune in next week for more facts and trivia from University Branch Library.